Your dog does things every single day that make you stop and stare. The circling before they sit down. The way they steal your exact spot on the sofa the moment you stand up. The twitching legs during sleep. The completely inappropriate greeting they give every guest who walks through your door. Most owners laugh it off. That is just what dogs do. But almost nothing your dog does is random. Every behavior has a root, biological, evolutionary, emotional, or social. And once you understand what these 10 things actually mean, you stop seeing them as odd quirks. You start seeing them as messages. The last one on this list is the one that makes owners apologize to guests the most. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why your dog does it, and why, from their perspective, it makes complete sense. Your dog finds a patch of grass, sniffs it thoroughly, walks in a slow circle, stops, circles again, adjusts their position, and finally, after what feels like an unnecessarily long process, commits. To us, it looks like indecision. To your dog, it is a multi-step procedure with real purpose behind every step. Going to the toilet is one of the most physically vulnerable positions any animal can be in. Their posture is compromised, their attention is divided, and their ability to respond to anything approaching them is significantly reduced. Before committing to that vulnerability, their instincts prompt them to assess the space, scanning the surroundings, processing the scent information in the area, confirming that nothing concerning is nearby. Beyond safety, dogs have scent glands in their paws. The movement and contact with the ground during that circling leaves information behind, a quiet signature that another dog can read later. Who was here, when, what state they were in. There is also research suggesting some dogs are sensitive to geomagnetic signals and may have preferences about their body alignment when eliminating. Your dog is not doing advanced navigation, but it does serve as a reminder that dogs are tuned into layers of information that most humans never register at all. Dogs regulate body temperature primarily through panting, the evaporation of moisture from the mouth and airways. Hot dog, open mouth, heavy breathing. Simple enough. Except panting does not always mean heat. A dog panting in the car before you have even turned the engine on, in the waiting room at the vet, during fireworks, or while you are speaking in a tense voice, that dog is not overheating. They are telling you something about their internal state. The rest of the body always provides the context. Wide eyes, a stiff posture, repeated yawning or lip licking, inability to settle, that is not temperature regulation. That is a nervous system working significantly harder than it should be. A stressed dog will often not bark or growl. They will simply pant, look away, and wait for the moment to pass. Panting can be one of the earliest visible signs of a dog who is genuinely struggling. Never read the panting alone. Read the whole dog around it. Your dog is clearly asleep, completely relaxed, deeply still, and yet their eyes appear to be half open. It can look strange, even slightly unnerving. What you are almost certainly seeing is the nictitating membrane, a third eyelid that dogs possess beneath their outer eyelids. Its purpose is protective, keeping the eye moist, clearing small debris, and shielding the surface. When a dog enters deep sleep and their eyelids relax, this membrane may become visible, creating the appearance of a half-open eye. There is an evolutionary angle to this too. An animal that appears alert while resting has a meaningful advantage. Potential predators may hesitate before approaching something that seems to be watching. Evolution does not always fully switch off useful features, even when the original threat no longer exists. If your dog has always slept this way and their eyes look completely normal when awake, it is generally nothing to worry about. If the membrane remains visible while they are awake, or if the eye shows any redness or irritation, that warrants a checkup. A dog rolls onto their back and exposes their belly. The human's immediate instinct is to reach in and start rubbing. Sometimes that instinct is right. Often it is not. And the difference genuinely matters. A dog who is inviting contact will show it through their entire body, loose muscles, a relaxed and wiggly movement, soft eyes, an easy tail. The belly exposure is confident and open. That dog is saying, I feel safe with you, come closer if you want. But belly exposure can serve a completely different function. It can be an appeasement gesture, a dog making themselves as small and non-threatening as possible in a situation that is making them uncomfortable. That version looks different. The body is more still than soft. The ears may be back. The tail is lower or tucked. The head may be turned away. That dog is not asking for physical contact. They are asking for space and reassurance. When a hand reaches in any way, it can make them feel more exposed rather than less. Before touching, pause and read what the rest of the body is saying. Loose and wiggly, almost certainly an invitation. Still and tense, almost certainly not. You stand up, they stand up. You walk to the kitchen, they follow. You close the bathroom door and they install themselves directly on the other side. For many dogs, you are the center of their entire navigational world. Food, walks, safety, play, everything meaningful runs through you. Following is the logical response to that reality. And for many dogs, the behavior has been reinforced over time. Following you often produces good things, so the association strengthens. But there is a more significant version of following that is worth distinguishing. A dog who uses you as a secure base, someone whose presence helps them read the environment and understand what is safe, will follow and then settle once you have stopped. They rest, they relax, they release. An anxious follower cannot do that. They cannot settle. They cannot cope with even a brief separation. That is not attachment in the healthy sense. That is a dog whose nervous system has never fully learned that they are safe when you are not immediately visible. The goal is not to discourage closeness, it is to build the kind of trust that lets them be calm even when you are briefly out of sight. Your dog is walking calmly. Another dog appears in the distance. And suddenly everything changes, pulling, barking, lunging, the whole picture. The easiest interpretation is that your dog is aggressive. But lead reactivity is usually something else entirely. Off-lead, a dog has options when they feel uncomfortable, moving away, curving around, choosing their own distance. On lead, those options disappear. They are attached to you. Their movement is restricted. And if something they find threatening continues to approach, the options narrow quickly. When the ability to create distance through movement is removed, the nervous system often turns to the only tool remaining: make the threat leave through noise and display. The barking and lunging are usually not an attack. They are a dog trying urgently to increase the distance between themselves and something that is frightening them. And when the other dog eventually passes, the dog learns something: that strategy worked. It will be deployed sooner next time. What helps is significant distance, patience, and gradually changing the emotional association, so that another dog in view begins to predict something positive rather than something unavoidable. You stand up from the sofa for 30 seconds. You return to find your dog precisely where you were sitting, occupying the exact area, looking entirely settled. Warmth is part of it. Your body leaves residual heat that registers as immediately comfortable to a dog. But the deeper pull is scent. The places you occupy most frequently carry the densest concentration of your olfactory signature. To your dog, your scent is the most comforting information in the home. Sitting in your spot means being surrounded by the closest available version of you when you are not physically present. It is not defiance. It is not a power move. It is your dog seeking proximity to you in the only form currently available. The paws begin to move. The eyelids flutter. A small sound escapes. They appear to be chasing something only they can see. The evidence strongly suggests dogs dream. Like humans, dogs cycle through sleep stages including REM sleep, during which the brain is highly active while the large muscles of the body are largely prevented from acting out what is happening mentally. Those small movements, the twitching paw, the flickering eyelid, are likely fragments of dream activity leaking through. Their dream world is probably not abstract. It is likely constructed from the same sensory material as their waking life: movement, smell, emotion, the walk from this morning, the person they love. Let them sleep. Startling a dog out of deep sleep can produce disoriented responses before they have fully registered where they are. Speak softly first. Let them come back gradually. Dogs investigate each other in ways that have no human equivalent for social acceptability. The rear end and surrounding areas carry dense biological information: health status, hormonal state, emotional state, identity. To another dog, a brief investigation of these areas is not inappropriate. It is practical. It is how they read who they are dealing with. Licking between dogs can also function as social grooming, a bonding behavior, a calming signal, a marker of familiarity and trust. In stable social groups, this kind of contact helps reduce tension and maintain connection. What to watch for is whether the interaction is mutual and brief, or one-sided and persistent. If one dog is clearly communicating that they have had enough and being ignored, step in calmly and redirect. If both dogs are relaxed and the contact is brief, it is almost certainly normal canine communication. Your guest arrives. Your dog approaches. And then goes directly to the area that makes everyone in the room uncomfortable. To your dog, this makes complete logical sense. Certain areas of the human body carry higher concentrations of scent glands and produce more chemical information than others. A dog's nose is drawn to the places where scent is strongest because scent is biography. A person walking through your door is carrying an entire invisible story: where they have been, what animals they were near, what emotional state they are in, whether anything about them is different from last time. Your dog is not being rude. They are trying to read the newcomer in the way their biology was designed to read the world. That said, guests have opinions about this. So the practical response is to teach your dog an alternative greeting behavior. A mat to go to, a sit to offer, treats scattered away from the door. A dog who learns a calm greeting routine does not lose their ability to gather information. They simply learn that their person would prefer they gather it differently. Your dog's world is not random. It is layered, full of signals, patterns, and biological imperatives that run quietly beneath every behavior you have ever watched and wondered about. Each of these 10 things means something. None of them are noise. All of them are your dog communicating in the language that is available to them, not in words, not in explanations, but in behavior that has been shaped by thousands of years of evolution and refined through every day of the life you share together. The more fluently you learn to read it, the more your dog stops seeming strange. And the more clearly you can see what they have been showing you all along. Subscribe to Raffaloo. Remy has a few more things to explain. Paw prints.